All right. This is an evening rest and restore class. You can do this at any time of the day, but this really will be good for getting ready for bed. So I've got a big stack of blankets and my bolster and a block. So if you don't have a bolster, grab some cushions, pillows, stuff off your couch. Have a stack of big beach towels or throw blankets. We're going to use this all to get really comfy. And we're going to just calm ourselves down. And the poses that we do will be really helpful for our pelvic floor. And if you have pelvic organ prolapse, what we do will be really, really helpful for you in the poses. And we'll just be holding things a little bit longer and getting our systems to relax and our muscles to support us. But first, we're going to start with a little bit of self-massage. So find yourself a comfortable seat. I've got my timer going here so I know what time it is. And just sit comfortably to start with. Stack a couple of blankets. And actually, I think I'm going to sit closer so you can see what I'm doing for the self-massage part. I think I've taught this in a class before, but I have a student who's been having lots of headaches. So we're going to do a little bit of self-massage to help with the headaches and then do our poses. So first, just have a seat and open and close your jaw a few times, just as big as you can. Open and close. Open and close. This is going to be silly to watch myself in this video, but open and close. And then just tilt your head from side to side a couple of times. And it doesn't have to be big or a lot of effort. And just kind of a tick-tock, rocking. And then bring your fingers to your jaw. And you can rub just there at your jaw joint. And you can use your fingers and firmly press, but even just light touch can be really soothing. Just see what feels nurturing for you. There's not a right or wrong. Just kind of, you can go up and down. You can do some circles. And you have to press hard. Any sensation, any kind of feedback will be a good stimulus for your muscles just to kind of relax and release. So just some circles there, just right along your jaw joint, and you can go down along the sides of your jaw. And then as it feels good, you can work your way up just right here to your cheekbones and all the way into your temples. And you can move from circles to up and down, and any amount of pressure that just feels nice for you. And temples, the sides of your cheekbones, the sides of your jaws. And then release that rubbing And again, just open your jaw and close it. And then open, and then move your chin forward. So you're kind of moving into an underbite. And then you can move your jaw from side to side. And then kind of release and just check in with how that feels in your neck and the sides of your jaw and your temples and your head. And then again, just open your mouth as big as you can. And close. And you can do that again. You look pretty silly, but you might start to feel some of that shifting. Now we're going to rub our ears. So take your fingers and just kind of pull down and out on your earlobes. And then move up a little bit higher, and you can just kind of use your thumbs and your fingers pulled down and out. And then move up a little bit higher, pull out. And up a little bit higher, just pull out and up. And now you can kind of hook your thumbs in there and pull up and out. And pull up. And now just kind of go faster. So you can have your thumbs on the inside of your ear, the thumbs behind. But you're just going to go, just kind of grab and pull just on different parts of your ear. And we'll combine that ear massage with moving our jaw. So start with your earlobes. It's tricky with my microphone there. Start with your earlobes and kind of pull down and out, and then open your jaw. And then you can play with that opening and then moving your chin forward into an underbite. And then side to side. And then just move up your ear a little bit further. You can kind of pull, open, and shift your jaw around. And then just keep moving up your ears. Just find some traction. You kind of think about pulling them back and out. And then pull up. And then just kind of release. And close your eyes. Just notice how you feel through your sinuses, your ears, your jaw, your forehead, temples, behind your eyes. And really bring some awareness to your breath. Now you can bring your hands to your ribs to give yourself some feedback. Sometimes it's nice to have some firm pressure on the sides of your rib cage. To breathe there. I don't want you to think too much about belly breath. I want you to think more about rib cage breath. Let's see if we can find a 4-part or 4-count breath there. And so inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Keep that rhythm. You can release your hands, but just think of that breath in your ribs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Keep with that rhythm. And we'll make our way over to our mats. And we'll start with kind of a version of puppy pose. But we'll play with kind of finding some postural engagement. And we'll have our pelvis higher than our head. And these few poses that we do right here will be really helpful for that pelvic organ prolapse or any kind of pelvic organ or pelvic floor issues. So set yourself up so you've got your hips stacked over your knees and your pelvis is high and your toes are tucked. Now, it's important to have your toes tucked because that just kind of gives some feedback to your core to just reflexively, responsively engage. And then you want to have a pretty straight spine. So you're not going to arch and stick your bum up. Okay, you're going to have a neutral spine. So you draw those front low ribs in. My shirt kind of is hanging down. So you'll draw those front low ribs in and just have a flat line. And elbows on the floor, just in a way that feels supportive but are not super long in front of you, and forehead to the floor. So you've got this flat back. I want you to think about that 360-degree breath. And inhale expansively into your side ribs. Exhale long and completely. And at the very end of your exhale, you can think of engaging your pelvic floor, like stopping pee. And then relax that and come back into your inhale. Exhale completely. At the end of your exhale, just find that maybe 50% effort of closing all your sphincters in your pelvic floor, lifting up your belly under your heart. And as you inhale, just let your pelvic floor relax and expand. And exhale. The very end of your exhale. And find that slight lift of your pelvic floor. And don't find that engagement of your pelvic floor until the very end of your exhale. And then go ahead and come on up. And now we'll move into a bridge pose. So you'll come down with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and we're coming again where our pelvis will be higher than our head. And we'll do that same kind of breathing. So You'll push into your feet and really find some engagement and even lift your toes. So you're really pushing into your heels. So walk your feet far enough forward that your ankles are under your knees. And then lift. So you're really just a straight line. So your breath can come around your rib cage, and you're using that flexing of your feet just as postural feedback, and it will just tell some core muscles to turn on here. So you're going to keep your toes lifted, your gaze straight up, and you're just a straight line. See if you can kind of relax your pelvic floor as you inhale. Exhale. And at the end of your exhale, you can find a slight lift of your pelvic floor. So close your anus, stop pee, and let everything lift. And then completely relax it as you inhale into your lungs. And don't find that contraction of your pelvic floor until the end of your exhale. So try not to squeeze it prematurely. Now, if you find yourself really having to breathe into your belly, then lower your hips a little bit. So your breath is really coming into your side ribs. So we want this diaphragmatic breath. And at the end of your exhale, you can find just this like 50% of your effort to squeeze and lift up through your pelvic floor. And then with your inhale, you're going to relax that space between your pubic bone and your tailbone as much as you can. And gaze just up at the ceiling, keeping those toes lifted. So you've got that postural feedback through your heels. And then go ahead and lower your hips down to the floor. Relax your feet. And you can kind of rock a little bit from side to side. And now for our next pose, and just rock over to one side. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Another pose where our pelvis will be above our head. And I've got a block here. Put my block on my highest height, and it might take us a little while to get set up. I want you to find a downward facing dog that you can hold. We're going to be there for 1.5 to 2 minutes. So you can have your hands wide. You want to be able to really relax through your shoulders. You can even externally rotate your arms a little bit. Maybe your fingers point out to the sides. Okay. I'm going to find a place where I can be and let my head rest on my block. And knees can be soft and bent as much as they need to be. And just find a place where you can really breathe 360 degrees around your rib cage. So just take a few breaths to wiggle and see if you can find that. Now, if holding yourself on your hands is just going to be way too taxing and stressful to hold for 2 minutes or for 1.5 minutes, then do this on a chair. Okay? And have your hands on a chair or crossed forearms on your chair. Okay. So just get yourself set up and return to that breath where you're breathing 360 degrees around your rib cage. Exhaling. And at the end of your exhale, find that little contraction of your pelvic floor. Inhaling around your rib cage, let your diaphragm sink down into your belly, your pelvic floor relax. And as you exhale, at the very end of your exhale, just draw in and up through that pelvic floor. And let your forehead be able to relax down. Relax your pelvic floor with your inhale. And then bend your knees and come on down. And just let yourself come to kneeling. Close your eyes and kind of just check in with your body and how you feel. The next thing we're going to do is legs up the wall, and we're actually going to hold it for quite a while. We're going to be there for about 10 minutes. And I'll guide you through a guided relaxation, but take a pillow or stack of folded blankets or something over to your wall. And you'll want to make sure that you have a distance away from the wall that feels good for your hamstrings. So if you have pretty tight hamstrings, you might want to have some space away from the wall. We'll come over. I'm just going to bring my bum toward the wall. With my right hip is on my blanket or bolster or pillow, so I can roll and get my leg to the wall. And I've got my pelvis supported underneath. And you want this to feel good in your lower back. So take some time to get yourself set up so that, oh, sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth. You've got just support in a way that you can relax. And we're going to stay here for a while. There's been a few clinical studies that have shown that if you lay with legs up the wall, anywhere from 2 hours to 30 minutes before you go to bed, it really helps your kidneys start processing the fluids of your day. And so you can pee everything you need to pee before you go to bed. So if you have problems needing to get up in the night to pee, if that's interrupting your sleep, then 10 to 15 minutes of legs up the wall in that window, like 2 hours to 30 minutes before you go to bed, can really start kickstarting that work that your kidneys do. They do the most work while you're sleeping. And so those of us that have had lots of babies, issues with pelvic laxity, and then the weight of those organs on our bladder at the night in the night, and especially all that processing of our kidneys. This legs up the wall for a good amount of time is really helpful. You can have your eyes open or closed. Just kind of feel the effects of gravity. As things kind of drain out of your legs. And relax your neck and your shoulders. And you can even just imagine everything draining into that kidney area. Send some loving kindness to your kidneys, some gratitude for their ability just to process and filter. And think about letting your exhales get really long. Inhale through your nose. And you can exhale through your nose or your mouth, whatever feels the most relaxing for you. But just think of breathing deeply in through your nose and then letting your exhale be twice as long as your inhale. Notice if you've brought any tension into your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, your face. Really just let everything drain. Practices like this are the most challenging for me. It's just holding still. Seems like I'm doing nothing. My mind goes crazy. My body just wants to move. Just let yourself settle. And relax into that wonder and awe that your body is working without you having to do anything. Right? And these practices help us just really collaborate with our body. Right here, we're just giving some love to our kidneys. It's reversing the effects of gravity. And teaching ourselves to relax without a whole lot of other things going on. Really relax your forehead. And think of your scalp really just relaxing and draping over your skull. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Your jaw completely relax. And relax your legs. Notice if you're gripping or have any kind of tension in your legs. See if you can relax your legs. Really focusing on the length of that exhale. Inhaling through your nose. Just drawing your exhale as long as you possibly can. In a way that's really releasing and relaxing, not in a way that kind of feels like effort. Bend your knees, and just like you came in, just hold so you can come down off of your prop. And we'll set ourselves up for one more long, relaxing hold. This is where you'll want your stack of all sorts of things, of pillows, and it might take a little experimenting. I'm going to put socks on because my feet are cold after all of that legs up the wall. So I'm going to take my bolster and put a block at one end underneath. I'm going to take a blanket and unfold it to this size and make a roll out of it. And then I'm going to have 2 other blankets or pillows handy. You really want to kind of make a nest for yourself so that you can be really comfortable, so that you can totally relax. I'm going to put my sweatshirt back on. So grab all your things, create your little backrest for yourself. And it can be some firmly rolled blankets or some cushions or a stack of pillows. You want to have enough support for your neck that your head is really comfortable. And I'm going to take this rolled blanket, bring my soles of my feet together, and then put the roll of the blanket around my ankles and then bring the edges back underneath my thighs. Okay. And now I've got my sacrum kind of against the back of my bolster. Lay down here on my bolster. Prop up your thighs and your outer knees with as much height as you need to feel totally, completely supported so that you can completely relax here. Okay, so you don't want to feel a huge stretch in your hips. Okay, you want to have enough support that it just feels really, really comfortable to be here. So have enough support underneath your head, have something underneath your spine. Let your pelvis just open. Your inner thighs are totally relaxed and you have enough support that you feel free there. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart and just rub your hands till your palms get warm. And just rub them, rub them, rub them. And then bring those warm palms to your eyes. And just close out all the light. You can find a little bit of pressure of that meaty part of your palm into your eye sockets. And focus on those really long exhales. And take your fingertips maybe into your hairline and do a little bit of rubbing there. You can have your thumbs on your temples. You can lift your palms up off of your eyes and just give yourself a little bit of a scalp massage here. As firmly or as lightly as feels good. And just use those fingertips in your hairline and on your scalp. And just stimulate that blood flow to your head. And do some circles in your temples, and you can massage the sides of your jaw again, just like we started with. So it can be light touch, it can be firm, it can be circular, or it can be just up and down. Do temples and jaw. And you can even take your fingers and rake them down the sides of your neck, the front of your neck, kind of combing the tissues there to drain out all the lymph nodes right there underneath your jaw. And right where you're underneath where your ears and your jaw meet. And then you can kind of take your fingers and push that little flap in front of your ears and push it closed and rub up and down there. And then again, pull on your ears. And pull down and out. It's tricky with my microphone thing. And then if that opening of your jaw and experimenting with moving your jaw while pulling on your ears felt good at the beginning, and go back to doing that. And you might notice some places feel more productive. Don't overdo it. Don't really pull too hard on your ears. You're not yanking your ears off. Don't over effort the opening of your jaw, but just let there kind of create some space. And then you can bring your hands to the back of your neck and use your fingers to knead out the back of your neck, some place where your skull and your neck join. Work your way down to a place where your neck and your shoulders join. And when you've had enough, just relax your arms to your sides. Let your palms just face up. And just completely relax. And here, with your pelvic floor, you can think of just letting it get more and more expansive. And relax your face completely. Relax your forehead. Let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Relax your temples. You can swallow. And then relax your jaw. Relax the root of your tongue. You can let the tip of your tongue just kind of relax toward the roof of your mouth. Just let the tip of your tongue come behind those top front two teeth. And let your throat have some space. Just an open quality. Your breath just really freely moves from your nose through your throat into your lungs. And your exhale is really long. And relax through your collarbones. And let the back of your head feel like it has enough support that you can completely relax your neck and your shoulders. Relax the whole length and weight of your arms and relax your hands. Relax your belly. And completely relax the contents of your pelvis. Relax your hip joints, your inner thighs, your pelvic floor. And feel really relaxed and heavy through your knees and your shins and calves and ankles. And just let every exhale be an invitation to let go a little more. As you inhale, you can scan your body for any tension. And as you exhale, you can just let that go. Hold on to that state of relaxation as you inhale. And on your next exhale, you might relax even more. Just taking it one breath at a time. And when you're ready, you can wiggle fingers and toes. Could push your props out of the way and straighten your legs for a bit. And then just gently bend your knees, roll to one side, and push yourself up. And hopefully you can just go right to bed after that. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Sleep tight tonight. Namaste.